What if I told you that some of Hollywood's most admired black actresses weren't always the sweet, glamorous stars fans believed them to be? Behind the red carpets, flashing cameras, and award-winning performances, some of these women carried reputations that were anything but kind. From explosive on-set meltdowns to ruthless behavior that shocked co-stars, these stories reveal a darker side many never expected. Get ready, because these are the 10 most cruel black actresses of Hollywood. 10. Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell's name is synonymous with beauty, elegance, and power. As one of the world's top supermodels, she graced countless magazine covers and walked every major runway. When she crossed into acting, her fame only grew, but so did her reputation for cruelty. Stories of her explosive temper dominated headlines for years. Assistants accused her of physical assaults, with one infamous incident involving her throwing a phone at an employee, making international news. Former staff described her as a nightmare to work for, someone whose outbursts made every day unpredictable. Lawsuits and assault charges painted a picture of a woman feared more than admired behind the scenes. Co-stars in Hollywood also shared accounts of her being dismissive and cruel, further fueling her controversial image. While fans celebrated her as a strong black woman who broke barriers, critics insisted her cruelty overshadowed her accomplishments. Even today, her legacy is split between a trailblazing supermodel and a volatile personality. Naomi represents the complicated truth of fame. Beauty may open doors, but cruelty can slam them shut. 9. Naomie Harris. Naomie Harris won critical acclaim for her roles in Moonlight and the James Bond series, earning respect as one of the most talented actresses of her generation. Yet behind the polished image was a colder reputation. Colleagues described her as dismissive and condescending, creating an atmosphere of tension on set. Some said she looked down on those she worked with, leaving people feeling small and unimportant in her presence. Her public image remained that of a graceful, intelligent star. But in private, insiders whispered about an icy personality that bordered on cruel. Hollywood is filled with ambitious egos, yet Naomi's demeanor seemed especially sharp to those who experienced it firsthand. While her career achievements are undeniable, her name often carries the weight of these stories, reminding many that glamour can sometimes hide a personality far less inviting. 8. Lisa Ray McCoy. Lisa Ray McCoy rose to fame with the Players Club and quickly became known for her beauty, talent, and bold personality. But her reputation off-screen often leaned toward cruelty. Insiders claimed she was outspoken to the point of ruthlessness, cutting down colleagues and even close friends without hesitation. Her personal life was filled with messy controversies, including accusations of being manipulative and cruel in her relationships. Hollywood circles whispered about her diva-like attitude, suggesting she thrived on confrontation rather than collaboration. Fans loved her candid nature, but that same honesty often came across as arrogance and hostility to those around her. Lisa Ray's career proves how a sharp tongue can define public perception. Instead of being remembered purely for her roles, she became associated with drama and cruelty, leaving her image permanently tied to the idea of a star who demanded respect but rarely gave it back. 7. Taraji P. Henson. Taraji P. Henson won over audiences with her powerhouse role as Cookie Lyon on Empire and earned acclaim in films like Hidden Figures. She became a household name, admired for her fiery spirit and unapologetic personality. But insiders often described her as demanding, sharp-tongued, and even cruel when things didn't go her way. Co-stars whispered that she was difficult on set, quick to call out others in a way that left them humiliated. Her no-nonsense approach, while respected by some, alienated many who worked with her. Interviews also revealed her blunt, sometimes cutting remarks that reinforced her reputation as someone who didn't sugarcoat her words. Taraji's talent remains undeniable, but so does the image of a woman whose ambition and intensity left others feeling bruised. For many, she represents the thin line between confidence and cruelty that defines so many Hollywood stars. 6. Halle Berry. Halle Berry broke barriers as one of Hollywood's most celebrated actresses, becoming the first black woman to win the Academy Award for Best Actress. Her beauty and talent made her a global icon, but her personal and professional reputation often told another story. Behind the glamorous image were rumors of arrogance, coldness, and difficult behavior. Several of her relationships ended in public scandals, with accusations of cruelty toward partners and colleagues. On film sets, some described her as distant and unapproachable, a stark contrast to the warmth audiences saw on screen. Halle's career remains legendary, but the darker side of her reputation has lingered for years. For many, she embodies the duality of Hollywood, adored by fans, yet feared or disliked by those who knew her personally. Her success proved groundbreaking, but her cold edge left a lasting shadow on her legacy. 5. Countess Vaughn. Countess Vaughn became a familiar face in the 1990s with her roles on Moesha and The Parkers. She brought humor and sass to every character, but behind the cameras, her behavior wasn't always so entertaining. Co-stars and crew members accused her of arrogance, claiming she treated others with little respect. Reports surfaced of her being rude to fellow actors, making biting remarks, and creating tension on sets that should have felt fun. Many believed she let fame at a young age fuel an ego that made her difficult to work with. Instead of fostering friendships with her castmates, she allegedly pushed people away with cruel behavior. Even years after the shows ended, former colleagues hinted at the lasting damage of her actions. While audiences loved her comedic timing, insiders remembered a star who carried a reputation for hostility, leaving her career overshadowed by tales of arrogance and cruelty. 4. Azealia Banks. Azealia Banks is one of the most controversial figures in modern entertainment, and her reputation for cruelty has nearly eclipsed her talent. Known as both a rapper and actress, Azealia made herself infamous with public feuds that seemed never-ending. She clashed with celebrities across the board, from Iggy Azalea and Lana Del Rey to entire fan bases, often targeting them with deeply personal and cutting insults. Her social media presence became a battlefield, with followers watching her unleash tirades that sparked outrage almost daily. In Hollywood, insiders whispered that she was impossible to work with, as her confrontational style made collaboration a nightmare. Instead of softening her image, Azealia leaned into it, making cruelty part of her public brand. While some praised her for speaking her mind without apology, the overwhelming majority saw her behavior as toxic. For many, Azealia Banks became less of an artist and more of a cautionary tale about how cruelty can consume a career. 3. Raven-Symoné. Raven-Symoné rose to stardom as a child actress before becoming Disney Channel royalty with That's So Raven. To audiences, she was a bubbly and lovable presence, but her off-screen behavior told a different story. Insiders revealed that Raven often carried herself with arrogance, dismissing others and treating colleagues with little respect. Her time on The View further fueled her reputation, as her blunt and often controversial comments drew criticism from the public. Instead of the light-hearted star fans grew up with, many who worked with her described her as cold and unkind. Reports suggested she frequently spoke down to people, reinforcing the belief that success at a young age had shaped her into someone entitled and difficult. Though her career remains successful, Raven's name has become linked with arrogance and cruelty, making her one of the most divisive figures to transition from child stardom to adult fame. 2. Brandy Norwood. Brandy Norwood rose to fame in the 1990s as both a chart-topping singer and the star of the hit sitcom Moesha. With her angelic voice and wholesome image, she became a role model for millions of young fans. But behind the polished exterior, Brandy's career has been marked by controversies and a reputation that some have described as cruel. On set, insiders claimed she could be dismissive, arrogant, and difficult to work with. Cast members on Moesha spoke about tension during filming, suggesting her behavior created divides within the team. Off-screen, her personal life added fuel to the perception of cruelty. The most shocking incident came in 2006 when she was involved in a fatal car accident that resulted in the death of a woman. Although she wasn't criminally charged, the tragedy left a permanent mark on her reputation, with critics calling her careless and cold in how she handled the aftermath. Feuds with fellow artists and accusations of diva-like behavior only reinforced the image of someone whose kindness didn't match her public persona. While Brandy remains a respected artist, her legacy is complicated, remembered as both a trailblazer in music and television and as a star whose arrogance and controversies gave her a reputation for cruelty. 1. Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg is one of the most accomplished actresses of her generation, with an EGOT to her name and a long career filled with critically acclaimed performances. To the public, she has always seemed wise, witty, and outspoken. But those who worked with her often describe a different side, one that can be blunt, dismissive, and at times cruel. On film sets, colleagues claimed she had little patience for others, making cutting remarks that left co-stars humiliated. Her role as a co-host on The View only heightened this reputation, as her sharp debates and dismissive tone often came across as hostile. Guests on the show frequently left offended, and even her co-hosts admitted to feeling the sting of her blunt words. While Whoopi insists she's just direct, others believe her personality crosses the line into cruelty. Behind the charm and intelligence is a woman unafraid to put people in their place, even if it means embarrassing them publicly. Though her talent is unquestionable, her reputation reflects the fine line between honesty and harshness. To some, she is a truth-teller. To others, she is one of Hollywood's most intimidating and cruel personalities whose tongue can cut sharper than any script she's ever delivered. So, after hearing these shocking stories, what do you think? Were these actresses truly cruel, or were they just products of the cutthroat world of Hollywood? One thing's for sure, fame often hides more than it reveals. If you want more untold truths and hidden sides of your favorite stars, don't just scroll away, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join us as we uncover the secrets Hollywood doesn't want you to know.